welcome to this episode of Story and Things, a podcast where we review stories.
And we talk about things, other things, certain things.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira. So, you know what's funny? Cheli and I, we have started to do this thing where we don't want to talk about how we feel over the things that we will be discussing on these episodes.
But I feel like that stare we just gave each other kind of already shows me how you feel. We're not going to tell each other until the end.
How we feel about this story.
But I'm kind of speechless. Like, I don't even have, like, a cold open for us today. I guess our cold open can be like, damn, we really gonna be talking about a Netflix movie today.
That was originally a Wattpad story.
Love that.
Do you? Do you love that?
I don't know, do you?
No comment. So, this story is titled Traves De Mi Ventana. Or Through My Window.
Through my window. Not yours.
My
window.
And it was written by Ariana
Grande?
Hello? No. Although her last name does start with a G, so kind of interesting. Ariana Godoy?
Okay.
We will be discussing the movie, not the book.
Okay.
Not the Wattpad original.
Because I didn't read it.
I didn't read it either. We only watched it, and I had already seen it like a couple days ago, and you watched it today.
While making spaghetti.
That was really good.
Thank you. What part? The food or the movie? Huh.
We're trying to figure out how we feel about the stories we're talking about. All right, to give a quick summary, this is a high school romance.
Mm-hmm.
Our main character, her name is Raquel, and she has this fascination with her neighbor, Aries. And Aries comes from a wealthy family. They have this business called Apollo 3.
The Alpha 3.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Apollo's the brother.
Big fan.
I mean, it's been a while. Okay, so they have a company named Alpha 3, and it's between, the parents and the three brothers. The eldest is Artemis, and then it's Aries, and then it's Apollo.
A lot of Greek talk we've been having recently.
I know, what's going on? Who are we? And so, Aries is the youngest. Not the youngest. Aries is the middle child, but he is a year older than Raquel. So he's supposed to be like a senior, I think, and she is a junior. And she has always had this obsession with him. Let's just say it. She's obsessed with him.
She is.
She realizes one day that he actually hacked into her Wi-Fi, which her Wi-Fi password was his name.
Aries.
Greek god.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, he knows. And also he hacked into her cloud, so he saw all of the pictures that she had saved of him in every literal angle. It's the same picture, just a different angle. She had folders and folders of him. And so she starts following him one day after soccer practice. He had soccer practice. And she follows him to the cemetery because he's visiting his grandfather's grave. And he's like, what are you doing? You're following me? And she's like, no. Can a girl just walk through a cemetery without being questioned?
I walk here every Tuesday. So what are you doing here?
So actually, you're the one who's following me. And so he asks her, like, are you just looking for a good time? Like, is that what you want? And she's like, no, I want you to fall in love with me. Like, I want you to love me. And he's like, okay, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the start of their relationship. She's a little bit of a stalker, and he's just like toying with her at first, and so they start messing around with each other because it's hard for him to fall in love.
Yeah, he messes around with a lot of different girls.
Mm-hmm.
And the family is okay with it because his dad is like, you know what? You go fuck whoever you want, but don't fall in love, son. Don't fall in love. I'm not going to tell you why, but don't fall in love. So to try to shorten the rest of this 2-hour movie, it is both of them fooling around, but also falling in love. Thank you. That's it.
That is the spoiler-free summary of this movie. So
if you want to watch it, you can on Netflix. I didn't know when you told me about it. You kept saying it in Spanish to me, and I was like, "Aw, bilingual queen," because we speak Spanish. I didn't know this was a movie originally in Spanish.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I fucking love that. And I did ask you when I was watching it, I was like, are all these actors and actresses actually Spanish-speaking people? And you were like, yeah, they're from, I think, Central America.
I don't remember, to be honest, where they were from,
but from a Spanish-speaking country. Yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. Love that.
Yeah. But let's talk about our characters. So this is the end of the spoiler-free section, but now we're going to spoil. Yep. So if you don't want spoilers, see you next time. I don't know. Let's
go watch it, then come back.
Exactly. Or if you don't want to waste your time, just keep watching us. What did you think about Raquel? Keep in mind, she is a bit of a stalker. You know, she was really obsessed with Aries. And even when she knew that Aries wasn't, like, down for her, she was still like, but maybe I can fix him a little. One
of my favorite qualities of her is the fact that she only went to school once. And never again. As a junior.
Uh-huh.
Junior year was tough for me.
Oh my god, junior year was literally the worst year.
Wasn't junior year the year that's like AP classes and everything kind of matters because you're applying for college? Is it? No, senior year's colleges.
Yeah.
But that's when you start thinking about it, so everything's piling up. She just doesn't care. She didn't go. She went once.
Yeah. She is a writer, so most of the time she is trying to come up with a story because she has a creative writing class. Oh yeah, she did go to that class.
Yeah.
And it's like a workshop. And they would constantly ask her like, okay, do you want to share? And she would never volunteer.
But apparently that runs in the family too because her dad is also a writer. And he was a very good writer, but for some reason his writing just never got published.
Because he wasn't confident enough.
But how do you feel about Raquel?
Without, giving too much away.
Should we just give it away? Because we're both... Okay, if you're listening to us in audio forms, there's going to be a lot of dead air. It's because we're making so much eye contact trying to read
the situation.
Before you even answer, let me just say I did not... No. I'm not going to say that. No, I did not like Raquel as a female lead. I didn't think she was a good character.
Oh,
I hated the fact that she stalked him, and for some reason that was okay. Like, it's just normal in the world.
Don't you think it's a commentary on how everyone's a stalker in this day and age?
No. She also had a bad mom. Can I just say that?
Yeah, say it.
Hated her mother. Thank you. There's only one character that mattered in this whole thing.
I know who it is for you.
Okay. Hated her. How did you feel about Raquel? Get ready. Yeah.
She was fine. I mean,
you fucking face. Suddenly, I don't know you how I used to know you.
She was a little confusing because she stalked this man, but when he was like kind of down to do something with her, she was like, "No, but wait, I want you to love me though." But then when things started to heat up between them, she never brought that up again. It's like she completely forgot that she wanted...
She said that.
Yeah, that she wanted him to fall in love with her. She was just like, I mean, if you want to touch me, just touch me. Just do it. It's fine. I don't care. I don't care about the thing that I said earlier. I don't care that I placed a boundary between us because, you know what, I'm kind of really horny right now. So, like, I'm kind of down.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
So, no, I didn't love her as a female lead because she... didn't really have a whole lot to offer.
No, she didn't. But you know what? Sometimes that happens in movies. Okay. Sometimes there's just a character that just misses. But we have a second main character, and it's Aries.
Let's see if he misses.
Well, let me tell you what I love about Aries.
Okay.
I love the fact that no matter what time of day, no matter who's in the room, he will have sex with her. Or fool around with her. Literally, there's a scene where his younger brother Apollo gets drunk and is sleeping in Raquel's bed because Raquel was the one who brought him home. And Aries comes in and is like, you gave my brother fucking alcohol. Now look what you made me do while he's unbuttoning his shirt. Now I have to stay here too and take off my shirt, apparently. If I had to crash at someone's place, I'm not going to undress myself because who am I to, like, I'm all on your couch naked. Like, hello? There's common decency, sir.
No.
So he, like...
He got on the bed immediately because he was cuddling with his brother.
Oh, okay. So maybe I just imagined the part where Raquel went in the middle and he just...
Finger banged her?
I couldn't even think of the word. She was down.
She was
But
down.
she was, like, kind of, like, big spooning the other brother. So it's kind of like...
What the fuck is happening?
Who am I supposed to look at?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was also holding hands with Apollo.
Yeah.
I think.
So
She was holding someone's hand.
So love that Aries is always so driven to have sex.
He's a passionate character.
He's a passionate character.
Uh-huh.
By the way, plus, he also eats pussy. I was gonna say, didn't know that's what you looked for
in a man.
But
God damn, they're not gonna understand unless you.
If you watched our other episodes, that would make sense. But that's like Yajaira's favorite thing to read.
Shut up. In a spice book.
In a spice book, I get it. But just Aries doing this. Love that for him.
You know what else I really loved about Aries? Because
What?
we're discussing love apparently.
Yeah.
I really love that he had so many layers, he just was a misunderstood character. He couldn't love because he didn't understand love. He didn't have it in his household. He witnessed his own mother cheating on his dad when he was young.
Yeah.
And so because of that, he was like, you know what? I can never love. Ever in my life.
And for some reason, his dad is like, fuck yeah, son, you can never love. So, don't even try.
Don't disappoint me. Remember that. Remember that vow that you'll never love. So don't forget that.
Okay, Dad.
Another thing that I really loved was he wasn't immediately going against the family because, the dad was so focused on his sons being integrated in his business once they grew older, grew up, whatever. And at first he was like, you know what, I'm going to be a good son and I'm going to do this. But then once he started to like Raquel a little bit, he was like, maybe I should rebel. Maybe I should be a doctor instead.
Maybe I should be a little baddie.
Maybe I should go to Stanford, but to be a doctor, not a businessman.
Yeah, who wants that?
Who wants to be that?
Which, by the way, if your kid comes up to you and is like, I'm so sorry, I just want to go into the medical field. No parent is going to be like, no son of mine will ever touch a scalpel. Scalpel? What is that called? A scalpel? What is that called? I don't know what it's called. Spackle?
The scalpel.
That is not what it's called.
You can just Google
That
it.
is not a... Okay, wait. Look it up for me because my phone is off.
Scalpel. Okay.
Pass me the spatula. Anyway.
Stop. I can't breathe.
I don't know why his dad was so against him going into the medical field. Oh, well, I guess it's because they own the company, 3 Alphas. And
You're literally...
if he wasn't there, sorry, I'm going to justify it. And if Aries wasn't there, they'd have to change the name to 3 Alphas minus 1. Did I tell you? Wait, can I say something? I'm sorry you're dying, but it's really funny. My uncle owns a grocery store.
Uh-huh.
In the area that he lives. Please don't find my uncle. And he named the grocery store after my cousin, which is his daughter. And then unexpectedly had a son So they literally got like a 2x4 and just put it on the side and added his name. Meanwhile, she has like a whole mural of her face. So funny. And now they're all grown up, so like sometimes I'll talk to him like, damn. I mean, no favorites.
But it's clear who the favorite is. Damn. He could have just made a second business and named it after him.
Yeah. And called it Scalpels.
Scalpels are us.
We're saying it wrong. I know we are.
Scalpel. A scalpel.
Pass me the scalpel. That's weird.
That doesn't sound right.
Scalpel.
I'm gonna Google it.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Scholastics. Pass me the scalpel. Scalpel. Scalpel.
See, we already said that, but then we changed it.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Scalpel. Scalpel.
Oh.
He said gapple.
I know, but it's kind of a good voice.
Scalpel.
Yeah.
Scalpel.
I'm singing with it. Hell yeah.
Anyway, we are going off the rails.
Anyway, to keep it short, fucking hated that guy. I hated Aries. Hated him as man. Oh, wait. I thought we were on the same page. I hated him.
Hated Aries? Why? Because he reminded you of Harden?
Oh my gosh. Whoa. You like took that personally. You're like getting really angry. A little bit. I mean, for him to never be able to control when he's going to have sex with her and would do it in front of his little brother, fucking disgusting. For him to not really care about what she thinks. About what he does. And the fact, there was this one scene where he was talking to a girl on FaceTime. And literally, Raquel comes in and he's like, oh, let's fuck. You know, it's...
Well, not exactly like that, because Raquel's the one who kisses him.
Yeah, but does it really matter how it happened?
It does a little bit.
Aries sucks as a character. Everyone in his family sucks as a character. Dad is horrible. There's a scene where Raquel and Aries have sex on a building, and Dad, for some reason, thinks it's a good learning moment for Aries, because you're not supposed to be doing that. Why are you on top of 3 alphas going down on Raquel?
That doesn't sound right. You're on top of 3 alphas. Alpha 3, the
Alpha
building.
3. Yeah, why are you on top of that? Having sex. So he thought, why not pull the security cameras and while we're having this delicious spaghetti dinner, he's gonna put it there in front of everyone. That's your brother fucking everyone. Let everyone look and point at him and laugh. Mr. Doctor! Right? Doctor! Gosh. How did you feel about Aries, though? Being honest.
Like, totally honest.
Honest. No line.
He's literally just the typical emotionally constipated character.
Yes.
It's the same exact story that we keep reading.
Yep.
After 2, 50 Shades of Grey, Twilight.
Am I imagining it? But did After have a prequel called Before?
Before is literally his point of view.
Oh my god, these stories don't stop. Where do they all come out of?
I'm not even gonna answer that. Where do they all come out of? The same brain. That's what it comes out of. I completely agree with you that he was a fucking horrible character.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that when they did have sex, and I'll give it to him, yeah, she did, initiate it.
Yes, she did.
And he asked her, like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you
Positive?
sure? He was half in. Are you sure?
I know. Condom already on. Are you sure?
Wait, are you sure? I'll take it off. I won't. But
I'll give it to him that at least he did ask her, but the moment that they were done, he literally just went on. He just sat down on the couch and started playing games like nothing. She looked at him and he was just silent, not even looking at her. Didn't even spare her a glance. And that happened 3 times. Mm-hmm. Twice or 3 times. Where they would have sex and he would just fucking leave her there.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
It's dumb.
Am I supposed to root for this man?
Are you supposed to find that attractive?
Am I supposed to be like, oh my god, I love when a man is so
Love.
so emotionally constipated that he can't just tell me how he feels.
Love that.
And the reasoning as to why he didn't want to believe in love was so fucking stupid to me.
It was. It was
I
really
don't
stupid.
give a shit.
And I called it out. Do you remember? I said it was about the dad, but it was more so about the mom. But I told you, I was like, he's going to have a moment where he's like, when I was a little boy. And there was a moment. Freaking Raquel got drunk and he went inside her room and she was like, tell me a story and then fucking get out.
A love story.
And then he was like,
Once upon a time.
this is a story about a little boy.
God damn. Not to get into 50 Shades of Grey. We've never actually talked about it in our episodes.
It's just so funny because we watched it together.
We did. It was really fun, actually. But, you know that moment, as you just described, that he's, like, sitting there and she's drunk?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people write moments of vulnerability when the other person's not even all the way there? Because that happened in 50 Shades of Grey, too. Like, he confessed to her things that happened to him when he was younger. And Anna was, like, asleep.
Yep.
Hello?
It's dumb. I hate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
The only redeemable character. Oh, wait. There was one character that I wanted to ask you about because, you know, I was baking spaghetti. So I was like, I was multitasking while I was watching this movie.
Mm.
She had a best friend named...
Yoshi.
No, someone else. The girl.
Oh, Daniela.
Daniela. She had a best friend named Daniela. Was Daniela sleeping with the teacher?
Yeah. She was sleeping with the teacher. She was sleeping with the female teacher.
Oh my god! I didn't know that.
And she was sleeping with Apollo.
Apollo
is the little brother.
Okay.
Who I think is like 13.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, maybe freshman. 14, 15. I did not like Daniela. I didn't think she was an interesting character. Thought she was very pretty. And her outfits were on point.
Her makeup slapped.
I know, but I just didn't like her as a character. I think the only redeemable character in this entire thing was Apollo.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Apollo?
Because he's amazing. He's so sweet. And there was another character, which was Raquel's best friend named Yoshi, who also liked her. I don't even fucking know what that man did. He almost killed Aries at the end. Freaking dropped him in a pool.
Fucking ending. Okay, let's talk about the ending of this movie.
Sure.
So, it was mentioned earlier when, you know, she was fighting with him that he had a chlorine allergy.
Yeah.
I literally didn't even think that was going to be important until I watched it with you. Because I was half paying attention when I watched it on my own. Okay. So imagine not knowing that he had a chlorine allergy and that ending happened. Because I was so confused.
And it was funny because he fell in the pool and I was like, get up! Because he wasn't in the water. He was in an empty pool. But you know how some pools have like a dip where it goes to the 9 feet side? Mm. It had a dip and the dip had water in it.
And chlorine was spilling in.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, as long as he doesn't fall in there. But he does! But, you know, he was fucking dead man floating by the time Raquel got to him.
I
was like, goddamn, Raquel, I'm sorry to tell you. No.
He's been in there for like 5 minutes, girl.
Yeah, he's been.
And the only reason that he was there was because he had a fight with Raquel. And at that point, they were already like, better. Oh my god, yes, I do love you. Wait, sorry, they didn't say I love you. But they were like, no, wait, I do like you. Hold on. But then he decided that maybe I should be a businessman. Maybe. Mm-hmm. And he had already agreed to Raquel that he was going to take her to prom. So even though were having this fight, he was like, I'm going to go. And he goes, but he crashes into Yoshi, which is the best friend first. And Yoshi really likes Raquel in a more than a platonic way. Mm-hmm. And so when they crash into each other, you know, Aries is just so emotionally distraught. He's like, just punch me, bro. I deserve it. Just punch me. And so he punches him, and he punches him into the pool.
Yep.
Like he fell in.
Yep. I thought that was dumb. The fact that it took almost dying for his family to be like, okay, he can be a doctor.
You know what? He can go into medicine.
You can do it. The end. This movie, by the way, when it started with the famous quote.
Started with the Wi-Fi password.
And, you know, Raquel being a writer, she's writing this all out. The story ends with her dropping off Aries at the airport.
Because he's going to Stanford, because he's going to school, and he decides to confess to everyone, you know what? By the way, I actually broke my router on purpose. And she's like, what?
Like, yeah, as an excuse to talk to you.
Yeah, because I've always liked you.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I thought that was actually pretty cute if that were not cringy. I hated the fact that that was the first line. It all started with a Wi-Fi password.
But it did, though.
I hate that. Oh my god, it was so stupid. And the fact that she wrote their love story, even all like the sex scenes, and then it's showing her reading this in like a public place and everyone's in tears like, that's the most beautiful goddamn thing I've ever heard. Like, shut up.
Like,
shut up.
Nothing even happened for them to be crying about it.
Mm-hmm. And at the end, they're sexting and she's like feeling it.
And feeling herself. Mm-hmm.
And he's there.
He's literally there. He shows up. He surprised her. The end.
Okay. Go ahead and talk about how much you love it.
Already?
Yeah.
Already.
Unless you wanted to talk more about all the good scenes you want to talk about.
No, I was just going to ask you, like, how did you feel about the development of our characters? Maybe we should just say how we feel about it. You know what? It's very obvious. Like we said, we've read this type of story before, and we didn't vibe with it before. The only time that I actually did like it was with Twilight. But that's because I was young.
And foolish. You weren't foolish.
I was a little foolish.
I hated this story. I hated the movie. I hated watching it. The most enjoyable thing was that we ate spaghetti together. It was the only enjoyable thing of this movie.
Yeah. But it wasn't even about the movie.
I fucking hated it. You saw my face. You literally walked from the hallway into the kitchen while they were having like a sex scene. Remember, she was sitting on the chair and he was eating her out. And you came in and looked at me and I just had like a disgusting face while I was stirring the noodles.
She was literally glaring at her tablet and I was like, oh, it's begun. Yeah, I fucking hated this movie too. I watched it late at night and I was half paying attention. So when that chlorine section happened, I didn't know that he had a chlorine allergy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
So you just went to the hospital and you're like, I
thought he just was drowning. I thought he couldn't swim.
Yeah.
So then that whole pool scene, I was very confused. Yeah, this story fucking sucked. I know. Why does it feel like anytime a Wattpad story turns into like a book and then a movie, it's always something that's not
good.
Something to be proud of?
You know what's funny though? Because I don't want to come for Wattpad or fanfiction writers because as much as I hate After by our girl Anna Todd, I think it's very inspirational to see a fanfiction writer break that barrier between fanfiction and what is considered literature.
Right.
So the fact that a Wattpad story was able to get exposure and a Netflix movie is a huge thing. Mm-hmm. But it is overplayed.
Mm-hmm. It's the same exact story over and over again.
And the thing is, Wattpad has some pretty good stories on there.
I love fanfiction. We both do. Like, we've read fanfiction for fucking years now.
Yep.
And there are some really good stories on these fanfiction sites. I just don't know why it's the same type of story that keeps getting all of this exposure.
Yep. Damn. You know what I like that you mentioned to me earlier today? Because we were talking about Wattpad stories becoming movies. And you mentioned, I would have thought that they would have had like a subscription on Wattpad where they would have produced Wattpad stories.
Oh, like a streaming service?
That makes so much sense to me. Like, if there was a streaming service that changed fan fictions into movies, I feel like that would do really well.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think I would buy it though, to be honest.
I think I would, and then I would share the password with you.
Thank you. It's gonna be Art. Oh, I was gonna say Artemis. Oh my god. I mean, sorry.
Dude,
Aries?
Freudian slip.
Aries, Greek god.
Yeah.
Or maybe Hades. But I agree. I think it'd be really cool if they had their own streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't want them to feel excluded. That's the thing also. I do want it to be known that this is its own thing past the fan fiction part.
Yeah. Can I mention also, I'm surprised that stories like this still exist. Because this did remind me a little bit of Twilight, only for the fact, okay, hear me out.
Don't come for Edward.
Only because of the fact that, like, it's a toxic thing that is being romanticized. So, like, you know, Edward freaking stalked Bella. Only once, though.
We all make mistakes, Cheli, okay? You stalk someone once, and all of a sudden it's your whole personality.
Okay. Okay, but here is Aries, who's a horrible person to freaking Raquel, but it's romanticized. And, like, the thing is, I know there's someone out there who watched this and was like, oh, Aries is such a good boyfriend. Like, no, he's not. And you can have your own opinion, but if you do have that opinion, I would actually genuinely want to know why you think he was a good
character.
Yeah. Same for Raquel. What redeemable qualities was I supposed to see that was supposed to make me like them?
Or root for them.
Yep.
Or want to see them together. Because honestly, she had a better connection with Yoshi. Like, that whole scene with them dancing together at the party, I was like, damn, this is so cute. I can't see her be this liberated with Aries. And also,
fuck Daniela for literally talking to Yoshi like, when are you going to tell her you love her? But then anytime Daniela was talking to Raquel while Yoshi was around about Aries, she did not care about his emotions and was like, so how was that cock? You know? And it's like,
I didn't even think about that.
I hate that. Can you imagine if a friend did that to you? Like,
I'd be really sad.
I would too. And Yoshi fucking took it. Like, what a weird friend group too. That none of them meshed. I fucking hate high school love. Or reading high school love stories now,
well,
too.
Well, because we're older.
Yeah, it feels weird. They're all doing adult things, and I'm like, what would I do at that age?
I would have never done that. I was going to say, you know how you asked the question, like, it's kind of weird seeing the same story over and over again?
Yes.
Well, it's because people that are younger like this type of story. Especially with that whole idea that, what is that? Like, if he's mean to you, that's because he loves you.
Yep.
So I think that's why.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think I can say my rating now.
Okay.
Because I can't give it a 0.
Oh my god. It was so bad. I want to give it a 0. But that's not possible. So I give you a 1.
I give it a 1. I can't.
Would probably give it like a 0.2.
I would too, but I'm thinking of what I can realistically do
on Goodreads. If I could give, I wouldn't even rate it, to be honest. No, actually, wait. I'm so curious to know, like what it looks like the average rating.
Okay, while you do that, thank you so much for those of you who are listening to us in audio form. So if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, we would really appreciate it if you left a rating and a review. And also tell your friends about us, because the way to get exposure, the best way to get exposure, is through word of mouth. If you watch us on YouTube, if you can like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell, because it helps with analytics. And I was going to say something else. That would be really nice. If you want to leave a comment about how much you love this movie, don't. Just kidding.
You're gonna be blocked.
No, go ahead and leave a comment because I want to genuinely know what other people think about this.
And why they actually like it. If you do like it, and if you don't like it, I want to know why.
I respectfully disrespect that. So
You mean the first part?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Also, we're trying to expose ourselves more on social media. So if you want to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, our @ is Story and Things, StoryNthings, Story and Things. So we're gonna go ahead and do a review reading. Well, first of all, did you find the average rating of this movie?
Yeah, do you want to guess what you think the average rating of Through My Window by Ariana Godoy? It's not Grande. Godoy is?
Is it percent or out of 5 out of 10? What am I guessing?
It's out of 5.
A 1.
You really think it's a 1? Do you remember what After was? After was like a 4.
Is this a 5?
Oh my god, no.
Is this
You're a bad guesser.
I am.
It's 3.74.
That's still really high. Hello? So we're going to go ahead.
I was going to say, are you guys okay?
So we're going to go ahead and read a review on Goodreads based on a dice roll. So if we land on a odd number, we are going to read a negative comment. If we land on an even number, we're going to read a positive comment. We're not connected to any of these comments. We will not agree or disagree with them. We're just going to read it and leave it out there.
But I mean, if we're honest.
No, we're just going to read it and leave it out there. Your number is a 6, so you got to read a positive review.
Okay. So this comes from Stephanie on Goodreads. They write, very enjoyable. I hope there are other books for the brothers.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.